What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday. How the hell are we all doing? It's international break time, unfortunately. But you know what? If we stick together, I think we might just get through this. I'm not promising anything, but together, we'll definitely have a better shot. I fucking hate these international breaks, I'm not going to lie. It seems like an eternity between the Reds games. But, as I said, it is Wednesday night's late night agenda. My name is Craig, and as always, you ladies and gentlemen are very, very welcome along to tonight's stream. Mr. Crosby is back, as you can see from the chat. He's one of the Anfield Agenda accounts in the chat. Back from his exploits over in Amsterdam. Yeah, I'm not even going to tell you about one night when he was out. Let's just say there wasn't... If you're in Amsterdam and you've seen a river of sick going down the streets, it was probably Connor and his mates. Let me just say that. But I'll leave it to Mr. Crosby to let you wonderful people know about that. Ladies and gents, how are you? I hope life's treating you well. I hope all your families are well. I would say the sun is shining, but it fucking isn't shining, is it? I don't know where it's gone. September's here. Autumn is well and truly with us. There's loads for us to get through tonight, even though it's the international break. We'll have a chat about the thumbnail. We'll have a chat about the stream title. We'll have a chat about everything you guys want to chat about as well. But let me start off tonight's stream by just touching on something really important. Now, I'm probably going to have to reiterate this a few times throughout the stream, but we've had a massive rethink. So, the moderators things on this channel has become a major issue, and let me explain why. It's not because anybody's an asshole, it's not because of any reasons that people think we don't like them, anything like that. We love each and every one of our subscribers, and we're immensely grateful to have you guys here. But after having a chat, myself and Connor and Brian sat down, and we thought about this, and we thought about how unfair it is also to ask people to moderate chat during games and streams when they're here to have a good time and enjoy themselves. So, with that in mind... And with the reason, and I'll get to another reason actually in a minute, but with that in mind, we've decided to strip back all the moderators to just Connor, John, Brian, Cameron, and I think Kev. So we've stripped it right back anyway. There's 4 or 5 moderators on the channel now, and there's a reason behind it, and let me just explain that reason before anybody goes off on one. It's not because we don't like anybody, it's not because we don't think everybody's doing a good job. One of the main reasons is this. When I finish the stream at night, I'm usually really fucking tired. I'm usually on an absolute high from chatting to you guys, and I'm buzzing. And then I go and I look at my emails, and I could have 5 or 6 emails from people who felt, specifically on match days, who felt like they'd been misinterpreted or felt like that they'd been removed from the stream a little bit harshly. And after thinking about that for a really long time, I just thought, you know what, let's just rethink this entire thing. Let's just get rid of a lot of the moderators, let them enjoy the shows, let them enjoy the streams. That way, if these situations arise where I have to go and deal with emails with people who feel like they've been kicked out of a stream, I can go straight to Brian, I can go straight to John, I can go straight to Connor, and I can find out what exactly happened, because sometimes, believe it or not, when I finish the stream, I spend an hour to an hour and a half replying to emails, trying to sort out these situations, looking through chat to find out why people were booted out and why they weren't. So we've decided to rethink it all, go back to basics, and just have a couple of moderators in the channel and just let everybody enjoy themselves, because I think sometimes we've forgotten about that, and I take responsibility for that on the streams. Sometimes I think I've forgotten that people are just here to enjoy themselves. People have their own issues in life, people have their own problems, people have stresses, and they come in here to kick back and relax. And I've forgotten about that at times myself as well. Sometimes I take this shit a little bit too seriously. So, as I've said, we've removed pretty much everybody's mods because we want you to just enjoy yourself. We want you to come in here and we want you to just have fun, to interact with people, and not to have to worry on match days, especially about having to keep an eye on the chat. Just type away, have some fun, kick back and relax. That's the reason behind it. It is nothing else. There's no bad feelings towards anybody. We don't value anybody higher than anybody else. It is nothing like that. We love each and every one of you guys. I wanted to put that out there from the start. I wanted to let you know this was not a decision we took easily, but it was a decision that we genuinely believe was in the best interest of the community, and I keep using the word community on here because that's so important to us, that everybody just feels the same. Everybody feels like their voice is heard, everybody feels like they're on the same level, and everybody just has a little bit of fun. So I hope that's okay. You know what my email address is if anybody does want to contact me. I'm happy to talk with you guys about it, but I wanted to address it at the start of the stream just so people... I can't tell you how hard a decision this was for me to make with Connor and Brian, because the group that we have on this channel means the world to us. It means so much to me in particular. The relationships that we've built, the friendship that we have with people. We don't want that to go away. So we just wanted to take away this threshold of where some people perhaps felt like they were under pressure. They couldn't enjoy the streams. You get where I'm coming from. So anyway, any messages or anything like that, direct them towards me. But we love each and every one of you, and that's basically where we're going at. Right, let's have some fun. Let's kick back and have some fucking fun, because that's what we're here for. Renegade Raider, how are you, mate? Elijah, John, Lone Wolf, V8, you're very kind, sir. Thank you for your understanding. Big Man Steve's in the house as well. How are you, sir? Martin O'Sullivan, DeAndre Small, Mr. Granby, John Hamilton, Pat Moynihan. All the greatest. All the best. The best of the best are in here, ladies and gents. That's, what have we got? I didn't want it in case it wasn't you, said the Renegade Raider. Yay, Craig, I enjoy myself already. I'm having sex, you dirty fucker. You dirty fucker. Getting your end away while on the street. Mate, do you know what? Each to their own. I'll leave it with you, pal. I'll leave it with you. Can I call in, said Cameron Lambert. In the post-match show Sunday, mate, yes. I don't see why not, mate. Tonight, no, we don't do call-ins, mate, on the late night shows. But after a match Sunday, my friend, absolutely. Right, ladies and gents, what do we want to start off with tonight? Alan Shearer or Thierry Henry, said Bassett. Oh, do you know what? I go with Henry, just probably because I don't like Shearer as a person. But look, wait, Craig, it's my anniversary of joining the channel, 1 year. Well, look, mate, happy agendaversary. Is that a word? Let's go with that one. Happy agendaversary, mate. I'm going to use that from now on, actually. So thank you, VA, for making me come up with that one. Happy agendaversary. Arnold said, Craig, do you genuinely think we'll win the league? I think we can win the league, Arnold, is my honest answer, mate. I've said this before. I'm not arrogant enough to say I think we will win the league, but we've a 50-50 shot of winning the league. I think it's between us and Manchester City. I think we can do it. I think we're capable of doing it. I hope we'll do it, but as I said, I'm not arrogant enough to say, yeah, we're going to do it. We're definitely capable of it, though. Renegade Raider, I haven't got time, mate, to scroll back up through the chat, but whatever it was, buddy, put it back in, and I promise you I'll try my best to do it. Look, let's have a little chat about players who left the club, because that's what the title of tonight's stream is all about. It's the grass isn't always greener, and it's a phrase that we've used many times. It's a phrase you guys have heard many times over the years as well. I was running through a list earlier on with Connor of players who have moved on from Liverpool Football Club, for whatever reason that might be. Whether that be because they wanted Champions League football in Emre Can's case. How did that work out, dickhead? Whether it's because Jordan Ibe wanted to move on, whether it was Jerome Sinclair getting antsy that he wasn't getting enough game time, Bobby Duncan, a similar thing, Philippe Coutinho wanting his dream move to Barcelona. It doesn't always work out, ladies and gents. I think that's fair to say. So I wanted to give you guys an opportunity as well to give me your thoughts on all of these things. And for those of you that don't know what I mean with Emre Can, so Emre Can, as you know, has gone to Juventus. He's seen through his contract at Liverpool, left on a free contract, signed for Juventus, and hasn't been included in their Champions League squad. Yep, you heard me right. Emre Can has been omitted from Juventus's Champions League squad. What a kick in the nuts that must be for Mr. Emre Can to not be included in Juventus's Champions League squad. I want to know your thoughts on it. I want to get your thoughts on any player that's left the club for pastures new. Michael Owen is a topic we could talk about as well. Usually I have a little rant about these things, but I want to put it straight over to you tonight, ladies and gents. I want your thoughts on it. So, Param said, if Emre Can and Coutinho were just a little bit patient, they would have been Champions League winners. Yeah, you're right, mate. You are absolutely right. Now, what I will say about Emre Can is I don't kind of put him in the same bracket as everybody else, purely because Emre Can fulfilled his contract at Liverpool Football Club. When a player signs a contract, we often say all we want them to do is fulfill the contract. All we want them to do, they signed a contract to be here. Well, he did. He signed his contract. He was a thorough professional while he was here. He fulfilled that contract and he left on a free. So I've no ill feelings at all towards Emre Can, but I do find it a little bit funny that it hasn't worked out for him because I'm a bitter fucker at the end of the day. And Emre Can leaving Liverpool to go to Turin, he said a couple of things about going there to try and win Champions Leagues, I think, if memory serves me correct. Well, we've won one, motherfucker. Where's yours, Emre? Huh? Where's yours, pal? I'm hoping we get some solid players rotation in January. I don't think we're going to buy anybody in January darkness, but that's just a guess. I've no knowledge of that one. What have we got here? Basenko said, looking forward to meeting you guys in the next few weeks in Florida. Hashtag LFC Tallahassee. Oh, I'm so excited, mate. I'm so excited, Maxim, about getting over to meet you guys. Yeah, so excited about it. Yeah, I can't tell you how excited I am. I've got your jersey, by the way. I've got your goalkeeper shirt. It's ready to go, and I will be bringing that over. Emre Chan, the mug, said yes, sir. And again, shout out to LFC Tallahassee. Shout out to LFC up in Jacksonville as well. And of course, LFC Tampa and Calgary and everybody else that watches the stream. I'm doing very well, Joshua Fernandez, mate. How are you? Havertz, the new Coutinho, said Brandon Good. He's definitely somebody, mate, who a lot of Liverpool fans would like to see at the club. He really is. Kai Havertz is a name that's getting mentioned now in the same breath at times, along with Jadon Sancho, the hashtag Mbappe 2020 scenario. Cameron Lambert said, I want to win the Champions League with Ronaldo rather than lose against him. That's the quote from Emre Chan. Thank you, Cameron, mate, for taking the time for putting that in. Yeah, didn't work out too well there, Mr. Emre Chan, did it? We've been winning Champions League back-to-back finalists. You know what I mean? Super Cup winners, Emre. Where's your Champions League medal, pal? Huh? Where is it? Andrew Robertson has a Champions League medal. Virgil van Dijk has a Champions League medal. Hell, Ryan Brewster has a motherfucking Champions League medal, Emre. Do you have one, pal? No medal for Emre. Any podcast incoming, not over the international break. Casper, if I'm being honest, buddy, probably not. Not over the next week or two. Anybody going to the Aviva tomorrow? Well, I have got you guys in the chat. Any Irish people in the chat going up to the Aviva tomorrow to watch Ireland against Switzerland? Let me know if you are. Myself and Mr. Crosby are going to the game tomorrow. We finally got a notification from the Football Association of Ireland that our media accreditation is there waiting to be collected. So, delighted for that one. Anfield Agenda, getting recognised as proper media. You love it. You absolutely love it. Did you get your blackout jersey yet? Yes, I did, buddy. I wore it on a stream on Monday. It is beautiful. I really, really like it, Darkness. It's Connor doesn't get it, and I understand that. I absolutely understand where he's coming from. So when I was showing Connor that I was buying the shirt, he's like, "Why are you buying? I don't get it. I don't get the appeal of that shirt." But it is a nice shirt, I have to say. I'm very happy with it. Don't want players who don't want to play for the Reds, said BMW 007 Nike. That's a mouthful of a name, mate. BMW 007 Nike. I like it. We can do better. I think we'll sign Kikir and Havertz in January, said Bassett. The Kikir isn't he the Trabzonspor goalkeeper, if memory serves me correct, Bassett, who reports came out that we had scouted actually last weekend. So interesting to keep an eye on that one. Kai Havertz in January. I don't know, mate. I don't know if Leverkusen would allow him to leave in January. But, anything is possible. And I don't know. Would we spend that much money in January? Because I imagine he would cost quite a lot. What do you make of Ryan Kent? Asks Irish James. I have a little bit of sympathy from him. If I'm being honest, mate, I have a bit of sympathy from him. And I said this at the start of the summer. Look, I don't like the way he showed a small bit of petulance at times. And there were some stories going around, some of them unsubstantiated rumours, about a little bit of an issue there. But first and foremost, Ryan Kent's a young footballer that wants to go and play. He probably wasn't going to get much game time in Liverpool from a first team perspective. And he's probably fed up with being loaned out every year as well. So underneath it all, I'm just happy for the young man that he's got his move now to Rangers. He can settle down, he can lay down roots, and he can start to try and progress his career. So I've no ill feelings towards Ryan Kent. I always knew he wasn't probably going to make it at Liverpool Football Club, and I genuinely wish him the best up in Glasgow, and I hope it works out for him. I won't really say the same about Mr. Duncan, but for him, my opinion on it is he just wanted to play football, and he was happy at Rangers, and he's gone back up there. He's a Rangers player now, and yeah, look, I genuinely wish him every success. Elijah John 5 said Kent is a very good addition to Rangers. I agree. I think he'll do really well up there. I think for me, Kent is like a high-level championship player, possibly lower-level Premier League player. So, again, we'll wait and see how he gets on up at Rangers. O-Dog said, Mignolet has more Champions League medals than Arsenal, City, Spurs and Everton combined. Well, you'd have to throw in winners' medals there, mate. But yes, he does. Imagine Mbappe, Salah and Mane up front. Imagine that, yeah, with Bobby in behind. Can you imagine that, Brandon? Bobby Firmino in behind with those three up front. My God. I'm getting shivers just thinking about it. Casper says, any buyback clause in the Ryan Kent deal? No. But like most of the deals we've been doing for our younger players, mate, there is a 20% sell-on clause in there. So the deal for Ryan Kent is somewhere around £7.5 million, I believe, in total, with a 20% buy or sell-on clause for Liverpool Football Club. So I like to see us put those in the contract, just in case a player does become an absolute fucking superstar. We even got the same in Bobby Duncan's contract, actually. That, I think, is I've heard varying amounts for the Bobby Duncan situation, from £500,000 rising to £1.5 million to £2 million. So I don't know, but I do know for certain there's a 20% sell-on clause in Bobby Duncan's contract as well. So Emre Can can't play in the Champions League. No, imagine not even getting included in their squad. That is madness. Like, that is basically the gaffer saying to him, "Look, pal, nah, you're not for me." And there was loads of talk that they tried to make a move materialise. There was even talk about a possible swap with Barcelona for Rakitic at one point. But yeah, as it stands, Emre Can, is being frozen out there at Juventus from the Champions League squad. Craig Adams said, glad for Ryan Kent, never good enough for Liverpool. You never know, Craig. We signed VVD in January, so Bradley McIntosh. You're right, mate. I'm absolutely, yeah. We signed Philippe Coutinho in January. Going back a bit further, we signed Daniel Sturridge in January. I'm just kind of going from what I'm reading in the likes of the Echo and stuff about our finances, mate. But yeah, anything is possible. And look, if we sign somebody like that in January, I'll be the first one on here celebrating with you, and it'd be fucking amazing. I'll never forget that Van Dijk situation. Still, that image of him holding up the shirt in front of the Christmas tree is going to be etched in my memory for probably the rest of my life. I couldn't believe that day. Still makes me smile thinking about it. Jimmy Pearce broke the story. Then all of a sudden the pictures came out from Liverpool, and we had confirmed that we had signed Virgil van Dijk for £75 million from Southampton. And the rest, as they say, is history. AJ Hendry said, Bobby Duncan was poorly advised. I wish him well. Also, yeah, his agent's a dickhead. There's no two ways about that. There's whatever we talk about, and we don't really like to belittle younger players. His agent is an absolute dickhead of the highest order. Even his post, I'm going to read you guys out something, because I don't know if you guys have all seen this. Maybe some of you have, some of you haven't. But his agent put out a post on, I think it was Instagram. Now look, I'm not up on social media, but I think this one was Instagram. One sec, let me read this out to you guys. Right, so he posted this after the move went through. He said, to be in the top 1%, you have to be prepared to do what 99% of the rest won't do. In my line of work, I know nobody even comes near. Really, motherfucker? To what? To the homophobia, to the sexism, to the horrible nature of your attitude? Anyway, I digress. I'll move on. Not everything in life is black and white, and you have to be able to adapt and roll with the punches. Now Bobby Duncan has the opportunity to live and experience something not many young English players have done. That's what leaders do. We're not followers. Thanks to all the people that have supported me in this difficult period means a lot. The joy of getting the job done makes the struggle and doubt worthwhile. Now, ladies and gents, what can we say about Saif that hasn't been said already? I want to say something that somebody said to me on Twitter, which I think is interesting. So, Saif came out and said that Bobby Duncan was suffering with mental health problems and that he was locked in his house and he wasn't going outside. And then all of a sudden he's happy to push a move through for his agent to Italy, to drop him in a foreign country with no support network of such, a new language, a new culture. And there was no thought about his mental health in that at all. And if Bobby Duncan, and I'm taking them at their word that Bobby Duncan was suffering with mental health issues, I would think that he would want as much support there as possible. Family around him, friends around him. I don't know. To me, this looked like, much like when he was Saida Berahino's agent, this looked like he just did whatever it took to get that move and get his payday. I could be wrong, I think this might be Bobby Duncan's third move in 3 years. And I've never been inside the professional football game. I've never been lucky enough to be in that industry. But you've seen other people come out and say that he's been poorly advised. You see other people come out and say that the agent was just after dollar signs and that he hadn't got the interest of the player at heart. I'll leave it to you guys to give your opinion on it. I've nothing to say about Bobby Duncan. I won't belittle the young man. He's 18 years of age. We all make mistakes. He'll make mistakes, I'm sure, going forward. He's got his chance now over in Italy, and it's up to him to prove it. I think he'll be a flop. I don't think he's good enough at the highest level, but it remains to be seen. And he's got the move that he wanted, and now it's over to him to prove himself. Whatever happens there happens, but the agent's a dickhead of the highest order, and I hope football clubs refuse to deal with the fucker, because he just seems like a dick, a real asshole. And to come out with that statement there, that makes himself sound like nobody's able to touch him, that he's the best of the best. He's a dickhead. That's all he is. He's an absolute dickhead. Roberto, who is of course a Juventus fan, said Emre Can should be in that Champions League squad. I'm with you, Roberto. I cannot believe he's not in the squad, mate. But it is a massive dose of reality, isn't it, for Emre Can, that, you know, that move over to Turin hasn't quite worked out for him fully. Liverpool 6, Magpies 0 to Shankly Spirit. You can see what young players are to make Liverpool in pre-season, said Popeye. I'm so happy for Curtis Jones as well, that he's been given the captaincy of the under-23s. I mean, that's a massive statement as well of belief in the young man. I'm expecting, I'm going to keep a close eye on Curtis Jones this year, because I'm filled full of hope for that dude. Has he sacked his agent yet? No, he hasn't, mate. His agent was there with him when he was having his medical and stuff, getting ready for that Fiorentina move. Peter Van der Shan said Bobby Duncan will be back in less than 5 years. Mark my words. Hopefully not at this football club though, mate. Cameron Lambert said, what's your opinions on Harry Wilson? I don't know, is my honest answer, mate. I mean, Premier League level footballer, I've no doubt about that. I just don't know if he's capable or will get to the levels to play for Liverpool on a regular basis. And it's genuinely an unknown. So the loan to Bournemouth, I think, was a really good loan for Harry Wilson. For the clubs, from the club's perspective, from his perspective, he'll get to work with a very good manager in Eddie Howe there. He'll play a good attacking style of football, and he'll probably get enough game time as well. So it'll be a real test now for Harry Wilson to see how he gets on. But we know what he can do with that left foot of his. He's got a wand of a left foot. It's over to him now to see if he can prove himself and impress Jurgen Klopp enough to show that he belongs in this Liverpool squad. And what's important here is when we're talking about players like this and we're saying they may or may not be good enough, we're judging these guys now at the very highest level. I mean, we're European Cup holders. Our players are the best of the best, the elite of the elite. So for anybody to break into that squad and to get into that first team squad on match days, it's going to take one hell of a player. I mean, when you're turning down opportunities to go and sign Timo Werner, when Jurgen Klopp is coming out in the media and saying that he's not making signings because it's very hard to improve the squad that we have, it goes to show you the scope of battle that's there for the likes of Harry Wilson and stuff. But the kid backs himself, and I genuinely wish him the best. I hope we're sitting here next summer and Harry Wilson's after banging in 15 goals in the season and looking like an absolute worldie, and we're all rubbing our hands together going, yeah, another good one. Another one that we can look forward to welcoming back to the squad. But, you know, time will tell. Do you follow Bobby Duncan's agent on social media? No, I don't, mate. No, I don't. I'd just get angry if I did. What's this? Happily Eggs? I don't know what you're trying to say, mate. Your comment is very weird. Roberto said, I don't get the thinking behind our board this summer. They've been smoking some strong stuff, said Roberto, with regards to Juve. Aidan Andrews said, Sarri obviously doesn't rate him. Emre Can can please everybody. I just hope Ronaldo nutmegs and bodies Duncan. Yeah, I'd be interested to see how much game time Bobby Duncan actually gets. People who claim they're the best usually never are, said Hayne. Bobby Duncan has proved what type of person he is with the latest tweet. Was that the one that I thought, who was it? Was it a Radio 5 Live interview or something like that? Or there was some radio interview, I think, where people were talking about young players moving abroad, and he said finally somebody gets it. Was it that one? Am I wrong, Hayne? Or sorry, Stevie, or was it that one you're talking about? Bobby Duncan won't be happy in Italy, said Sarabia. Harry Wilson needs to score 10 goals at least this season. I think he'll be good enough for our bench, said Bassett. Yassar said Harry Wilson reminds me of Fowler a little. I don't see it personally. I don't. Ben Woodburn's another interesting one, actually. I think we all in agreement that Ben Woodburn probably won't be back at Liverpool. That, you know, I don't think Ben Woodburn's going to make it at Liverpool, if I'm being honest. Cameron, mate, I absolutely agree with what you're saying there. Paul Glatzel will come back in injury much stronger and a better player. Brewster and Glatzel are the future. For those of you that have been watching the stream for a while, when we've had conversations around Bobby Duncan and Paul Glatzel, I've always said I thought Glatzel was the better player. I thought he looked like the more natural player. And I know he's out with a serious knee injury, but I agree, Cameron. I absolutely agree, mate. I think he will be very important in the future. Bassett reckons Harry Wilson drifts in and out of games too much. I absolutely see where you're coming from. Peter Van der Shan said Duncan will come back and play for Sheffield Wednesday type side when it doesn't work out. Do you remember, who was it? Was it, what's Paul Ince's son's name again? Young Ince, shall we call him. Do you remember all the talk about him possibly going to Inter Milan? He left Liverpool. It's probably another one we could have added to the list, actually, of players that forced away out of Liverpool, getting really impatient. Tom Ince, isn't that his name? Yeah, Tom Ince. There was talk of him perhaps going to Inter Milan. His career, look, it's fucking petered out as well into pretty much insignificance. Do you think Matip is the second best centre-back in the league? No, I don't. I really don't. I mean, as much as I do think he's very, very good, Laporte is a better centre-back, I think, if I'm being honest. Joe Matip's good. He's great, and he's been really good for us, but, I mean, he's going through a good purple patch at the minute, but I don't think he's the second best centre-back in the league. I think Laporte is a better centre-back than him, if I'm being honest. What kit am I wearing? LAFC, mate, LAFC. Bobby Duncan has made the biggest mistake which could destroy his career. Agree. I would agree that I think he pushed things a little bit too early. He's only 18 years of age. I think there would have been no harm in him staying at Liverpool for another year, seeing how things went, get a bit more coaching under Jurgen Klopp as well, Pep Linders, working with the players that he'd been working with, and he would have learned an awful lot from the likes of Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, Bobby Firmino. It would have done him no harm whatsoever. So, for me, I think it was too early in his career to make that move, but I guess only time will tell. Mark Meehan said, hey Craig, how long have you been on? Notification didn't work. Just half an hour, mate, just since 9:30, the usual time. Boya, shit, I was meant to message you, Boya. Boya, if you didn't see the start of the stream, mate, and you're wondering why your mod is removed, we basically took all of them away, mate. We just have 3 or 4 mods now. Basically, Brian, Connor, Peter Van der Shans, Cameron, and John Hamilton. So, it just in case you're wondering, mate, I meant to message you, but time got away from me. Bobby Duncan has made the biggest mistake, which would destroy his career. We've gone through that one. Me to Glatzel was my favourite of the two, said SDC. Yeah, I genuinely believe he's a better player. Hand on heart, not saying this because of bitterness, because Duncan left. You can go back and watch them previously. Tom Ince, yeah, it was Tom Ince, sorry. Boya said, Harry Wilson got clattered by, is it Sanoku? Or Soy, oh jeez, I don't even, how do you pronounce Soyuncu? Early in the game against Bournemouth, he didn't seem to want the ball again for the rest of the game. That happened, to be fair though, that happened when, I know he got injured, but do you remember when Jamie Vardy, lashed into Sadio Mane in one of the, I think the first 2 minutes of one of her games against you guys? Yeah, so some players are like that, mate. If they get a bang early in the game like that, they don't want to know about it. Which is why players do it, to be fair. Pearson Griffith said, I'm a big Liverpool supporter from Barbados. I don't feel he'll get in the Liverpool side anytime soon. So if Duncan leaves Liverpool at this moment, really is not a big... He's left, mate. He's gone to Fiorentina. But welcome anyway. Welcome, Pearson, mate. Great to have you with us. And thank you for letting us know where you're watching from, buddy. Barbados. How mad is that? I'm always blown away where people watch us from. Noah Stevo said James Milner's the funniest player in the Premier League. He's fucking great, isn't he? He is. He's absolutely great. Gotta love Jimmy Milner. Shay Trainer said I'm not interested in Bobby Duncan. Fair enough, mate, but it's a topic that we're chatting about at the minute, so I understand where you're coming from. I don't have much time for him either. Jermaine Pennant said is a good friend, or what's the Jermaine Pennant is a good friend of mine, as we're from the same area, and he always says he regrets not making more of his time at Liverpool. Do you know, to be fair to Jermaine Pennant, Blue, and I don't know him, but I think for him to get the move to Liverpool and to say he's played for Liverpool Football Club, yeah, I think it's a good thing for him to look back in his career and know that he played for Liverpool. It's something I wish I could do, and he had some good moments at the team, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing, and wow, that you're friends with Jermaine Pennant, which is class. But yeah, thank you for sharing that. It's always lovely to get these little insights, Blue. Would Emre Can even get any playing time in this current Liverpool squad? Asked Eugene Wallace, which is a really good question, Eugene. And let me put that to the group. What do you guys think? Would Emre get much playing time in this team? It is difficult to see where he would slot in. And Emre Can's a very good footballer, don't get me wrong. But with Fabinho there, with Henderson there, with Gini there, I mean, he's immediately in that position. He's behind those three for me. And then you've got a battle with Jimmy Milner as well. So probably not much, in my opinion, Eugene. Wilson reminds me of a young winger, centre attack midfield version of Torres. Looks and moves like him, says V for Vendetta. Can I ask you where that question comes from, mate? Are you a vegetarian and instead of Vendetta wrote Vegdetta? Is that it? Or have I got your name completely wrong? Matip on form though was class pre-season. He'll score a goal. Matip was brilliant. Don't get me wrong, I love Joe Matip. I'm so happy the form that he's in. Jeff C said Duncan not good enough. Great deal getting the money for him. Limo, how are you, buddy? Said Duncan didn't even get a mention. They put a post up of all the first team signings from the summer and Bobby Duncan wasn't on it. How's that for someone moving for first team opportunity? I didn't know that, Limo. There you go. Did you see that any FIFA players? I think I seen a quick post that Kenny Dalglish got icon status on FIFA on FIFA Ultimate Team. Am I right about that? Any FIFA players there? I just seen a quick post from Kenny Dalglish before I came on. So he's after I don't know. Somebody can explain this to me because I'm not a FIFA player, but I know it's a massive compliment. But excuse my ignorance when it comes to FIFA. Roberto said, to be honest, as a neutral in this scenario, where's that gone? Sorry, where's Roberto's comment gone? In the neutral in this scenario, I would think he'd be a bench player at Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, look, he probably would get some minutes, mate. Don't get me wrong, but we haven't really missed him, and that's the God's honest truth. He'd be a backup central defensive mid, maybe probably replace Lallana. That's a good shout, actually. I would swap him out for Lallana. Yeah, that is a fair shout. If you offered me to swap those two players out, hand on heart, I would do it. Andrew Childerhole said, I honestly don't think he'd get a lot of time, plus he took so long on the ball. That is true. Occasionally he did, but there was sometimes watching Emre Can where he just looked like, the phrase we used to use at the time, a Rolls Royce. He looked excellent sometimes. Eric said, Pennant clipped the crossbar in the opening minutes of the 2007 Champions League final, if I remember properly. So close. He had some great moments at Liverpool, Jermaine Pennant. I won't deny him that. I mean, it wasn't the greatest player to ever play for the club, and he did have some shitty games, but he did have some good moments. Bassett said, no way, Can won't even get on the bench. Curtis Dalton, how are you, mate? I always appreciate your really kind and warm and welcoming comments when you first come in, buddy. I'm very good, thank you. I think it's about Liverpool being patient. If they don't want to be here, then you can let them go. It's led us to the bunch we have now, so happy days. Very well said, Curtis. First, as fans, we want players who will die for the shirt. We want players who will go out there and give 100% every week and whose head is in the right place. And as Curtis has pointed out, the group that we have here at the football club right now, it's almost impossible to pick out a bad one out of it, or to look at somebody and go, don't know about them. Don't know if they give 100% every time they go on the field. We've a very, very good group. Am I on the diet chav tonight? Indeed I am, my friend. Indeed I am. It's really, really cold, actually. Do you know, I'm getting to the point, James, where the weather's starting to get worse now, so that it might be time to take the diet chav out of the fridge and just leave them on the counter instead of having them cold. But a nice cold can of Diet Coke is pretty fucking delicious. Stuart Ferguson says, Matip shot up my list. Remember his goal against Watford, said Irish James. I think that was a Pennant you're talking about there. Can was a bit of a tugboat, said Lux. Tugboat, I like that phrase. He was at times. Oh, sorry, the goal against Watford was Emre Can, James, sorry. And the thing that always stood out for me, mate, about that goal against Watford, and I always say this, was that it was set up by Lucas Leiva. And Lucas Leiva is one of my... I don't know, I love Lucas Leiva. I can't explain why, but yeah, he was set up by Lucas Leiva. So that always has a little extra bit of significance for me for that goal. Yusuf, thank you, mate. I'm your favourite YouTuber. You've no idea how much that means to me, mate. Thank you. One thing about drinking Diet Coke is the burping and the gas. Duncan should have looked at Origi, as Origi was more patient when he was on loan, not playing a lot of games. Look at Origi now. It's a very good point, mate. Look at Divock now, Champions League hero last season, scoring the two against Barcelona, and then of course going and scoring that wonderful goal in the final as well to secure, basically put us all at ease against Spurs. Yeah, Divock Origi is definitely somebody who toiled away, had some bad times, didn't work out on his loan, kept his head down, kept improving, and then when he got his opportunities, not only did he take them, and not only did he cement his place, but he cared enough about his career and the club and realising what a good place he was that he could have left. He could have gone off and not signed that contract extension, but he signed a new deal with Liverpool Football Club because he knew this was the right place to develop under the right manager with a great group of fans. So yeah, massive love to Divock for that. Mark Means said, Craig, are you going to the Ireland game tomorrow? Yes, we are, Mark. We got our media credentials sorted out. And myself and Mr. Crosby are indeed going up to watch Ireland against Switzerland tomorrow. Lallana's got boss feet but doesn't score enough goals. Good player though on the bench. I would have moved him on this summer, personally. Just because of his age and his injuries. And I think when Klopp first came in, Adam Lallana was really important to so much of what we did. Full of energy. His pressing was amazing. But I think we've moved past him a little bit. Our level has gone so high now that I can't really see how Lallana gets much game time. And of course the injuries and age, which is why I would have moved him on this summer. But again, nothing against Adam Lallana whatsoever. The guy has done some wonderful things and probably will still do some wonderful things when he gets on the pitch. We need to be scouting for the next young Bobby Firmino for the future because class like him is very rare, said Craig Adams. I had a similar conversation with a mate earlier on, mate. It is very difficult. Like, where do you go and find the next Bobby Firmino? I'm sure the club are looking, but you're right. Of all the players, and people often say to me, Craig, who would you rather lose, Salah or Firmino, or Salah or Mane? And in my head, I'm going, I don't know, but I tell you who I don't want to lose, and that's Bobby Firmino. There is no replacing Bobby Firmino at this moment in time. He's so important to everything that we do as a team. That I know people are going to say Kai Havertz and the likes of that, and I get you, but Firmino is, for me, Firmino is the most important of the front three. And I say that in all sincerity. I know he won't get anywhere near as many goals this season as Salah or Mane, but everything that's good and that's important about this team for me comes through Bobby Firmino. Shay said, what a player Lucas Leiva was, mate. I loved him. I loved the fact that like Lucas Leiva never didn't have a smile on his face, never didn't give 100%, took all the criticism, all the critique, all the bad performances, the serious injuries that he had, and just kept coming back smiling and kept being the thorough professional, kept speaking so highly about the football club. And I liked him and I loved him so much that, as I've said before, I named my son Lucas after Lucas Leiva, and I have a signed Lucas Leiva shirt in my press ready for my son when he gets older, so I can say, hey, you were named after this guy and here's a shirt signed by the player as well, so that you can keep up. Lucas Leiva has a proper Klopp smile, said you'll never walk alone 96. Bassett said, Henderson is my favourite player. He gives 100% all the time. Really good, underrated, probably the most passionate player in the team. I'm a Hendo fan as well, mate. He's underrated a lot of the time. And playing in the six, you didn't get the best out of Jordan Henderson. He did a very good job because he's a very good footballer, but you didn't get the best out of him. And now we're starting to see, you're starting to see the best of him now when he gets more freedom, basically, to go forward. Saying, but Klopp loves him. Lallana is happy. Yeah, I've no issue with Lallana being at the club. Please don't turn it into that. Adam Lallana being here, he's the captain's best mate. He's a thorough professional. He's a damn good lad. I've no problem with Adam Lallana at all. Keane Kavanagh said, I'm a United fan, but Klopp deserves Manager of the Year. Thank you, Keane. It's been a great year for Liverpool and for Jurgen Klopp. And I can agree with you, but I think it would be disingenuous of me not to point out that Pep Guardiola as well had a phenomenal year. To win the trophies that he won, not the big one though, motherfucker, but to win the trophies that he won, I mean, you can't understate that as well. Pep Guardiola is an excellent coach, whatever you think about him, people call him a checkbook manager. Say what you want. He is a damn fine coach. And it's between the two of them. It has to be between the two of them. Two of the best in the world. And we're very fortunate to have one of them. To have the one that I'd want, actually, at our football club. Love Jurgen Klopp. Keane, though, what's your thoughts, mate, on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? I'd love to know that. You being a United fan. There will be no future for Firmino, said Mark Meehan. United for the quadruple this season. What are we talking about? Relegation, being knocked out of the cup in the first round. I don't know, Europa League trip. I'm trying to think what a shitty quadruple we could give them. Firmino's irreplaceable to the LFC 1892. Lallana will leave for free like Danny, his last big deal before retiring. I wouldn't begrudge him it either. I honestly wouldn't. Could Oxlade-Chamberlain handle Bobby's role? No, I don't think he could, mate. I don't think he has the same intensity as Firmino has. I don't think he's got the same game intelligence as Bobby Firmino has. But that's not a bad thing. I mean, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain is a tremendous footballer. I love the guy. And I can't tell you how happy I am that we have him now as an option for Jurgen Klopp in that third midfield position. Love him. And he's going to do great things this season for us. But I don't think he could do Bobby's job. Pepper Red said we could try and train Brewster into a Bobby-like player. Perhaps. Yeah, perhaps. There could be something in that. I'm so excited about Ryan Brewster, though. I really am. Mark Meehan said, I think Mane is our most important player in the front three. I can't go back on what I've said personally, Mark, mate. I think it's Firmino, but what I would say about Sadio Mane is he's the most unpredictable out of the front three, if you get where I'm coming from. So with Mo Salah, he's got that kind of Arjen Robben-esque thing of you know what he's going to do, but fucking best of luck stopping him anyway, because he's that damn good that he's going to get onto that left foot and he's going to get a strike away. But with Sadio Mane, he must be a nightmare because he can drift left, he can drift through the centre, he can score on his left foot, he can score with his right foot, he can score ridiculous goals from a distance, he can score with his head. He's just like a box of frogs. You don't know what to expect from Sadio. He can do mad stuff. And that makes him really unpredictable, and that's one of the attributes I really love about Sadio Mane. And who does everybody else think is the most important of the front three? I mean, I've had my say. Mark has oh my fucking Jesus. Mark knows what he's talking about, and I've also chipped in with my point on this one. What does everybody else think? Billy Joe Sanders might be putting his title on the line on the undercard. I think, Joel, you're talking about the KSI Logan Paul rematch that is being promoted by Matchroom. It's going to be on The Zone. It's going to be on Sky Sports. And yeah, there are some big fights going to be on the undercard of that, Joel, mate. And Billy Joe Saunders, as you said, could well be one of them. Boya said, Joelinton could be an outsider as a Firmino replacement in the way he leads the press for Hoffenheim, as well as his link-up play is decent and still young. Perhaps. I haven't seen enough of him, and I guess we'll see more of him now in the Premier League, but yeah, I don't know, maybe. Boy, I think I asked you this the other night, mate, but while I have you in the chat and while you're still there, are you worried that at the end of this season clubs are going to come in and really go hard for Maddison? What's your thoughts on that, Anthony, if you've got a second there, buddy? Okay, sorry, I'm trying to catch up on the chat. Where was that one? No, I think I've gone too far. Sorry, sometimes I lose my place in the chat and then I'm trying to scroll back down. Right, here we go. Firmino, people, rival fans don't understand what he gives to us. His work rate's insane. Joe Cullen said Bobby's the most important. We all saw it last season when he was injured. Yeah, and even more recently, Joe, in the Super Cup, you seen when he came on at half time how different we were in the second half. We looked like a completely different team. Bernadette Farrell said Oxlade-Chamberlain still not fully 100% fit as he was before his injury. It takes time, players, when they've had such a big injury, to get their confidence back. Oh, 100%, Bernadette. 100% agree with you. It will take... We probably won't start seeing the best of him till maybe Christmas time, but it's something to look forward to, isn't it? Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain back to perhaps that level that he was at before. What else we got? Firmino's the most important for me. Bobby's the most important of our front three, said Gerald. Takes three to make that unit, said Lux, which is a really good point. I mean, they are all equally important, buddy, you're right. Which is why we all shit ourselves with the thoughts of one of them getting injured. Wonder do the opposing defenders have sleepless nights knowing they're going to face our front three? I would say so, Tom, mate. I would say they do. Unless, of course, your name is Socrates or Socrates. I'm not sure which way you pronounce it. Who thinks it's a bigger issue to face Burnley's fucking the forwards? Yeah, we all know how that worked out, mate. Craig, you should fight that Arsenal fan TV geezer on the undercard. It wouldn't be much of a fight, mate. Let's just put it that way. I'm not going to say much more on it than that. Dave Sweeney said Bobby's the most important. Why he doesn't play, I fear. With him, we can beat anybody. He doesn't. He seems to play better with Fabinho. Excuse me. Sorry, Connor is sending me messages, and I have to check when Crosby sends me a message when I'm live. No, I'm not. I'm not clicking on that on the stream. No way, Connor. Craig, would you get De Jong if you could? Frankie De Jong, that is. I think he's a proper talent. Well, look, we're not going to get him at Barcelona, mate, after that move, but you're right, he is a proper talent. And won UEFA Midfielder of the Year award at the Champions League draw recently when they were giving out those awards, and deservedly so. He had an amazing season last year with Ajax and will probably go on to do great things at Barcelona. So yes, of course I would, mate. He's a wonderful footballer, very tidy. As Brendan Rodgers would say, he's an amazing technician, or a wonderful technician. Irish James said if we beat Switzerland tomorrow, I reckon we'll definitely qualify for the Euros. Here's hoping. At least Shaqiri isn't playing, mate. I did see Granit Xhaka out doing an interview on the pitch today at the Aviva. You reckon there'd be no reason for Maddison to leave? What if we came in from Anthony what if we came in and said, hey Brendan, there's, I don't know, 60 million, 70 million, whatever it might be, for James Maddison at the end of the season. Then there might be a reason for him to leave. But he's on a long-term deal. Brendan Rodgers says no intention of selling him. He'll be 100 plus million or go away. And there's only one club desperate enough to get close to it. If we can get to the top six, there's no reason for him to leave. Yeah, I get where you're coming from, and that is fair. If you get European football, and if his career continues to progress, and if he enjoys working on the Brendan Rodgers, maybe so. I'm not going to lie, I'm still a little bit annoyed we didn't buy him from Norwich at the time. James Live said, do you know when Alisson is back from injury? Not 100% certain, mate. Originally, we all thought Newcastle after the international break. It looks like it could be a little bit longer. I guess we're just going to have to wait for updates during the international break. Craig Adams said, love every player, they're all world class, but just look at Trent, he's only 20. It's fucking frightening, mate. It's frightening to think of how good Trent can get. Roberto said, Champions League starts in 2 weeks, guys. Finally, can't wait for it to be back. It is great, isn't it, Roberto? Who's your first game against, actually? I don't know Juve's fixtures off the top of my head, Roberto, but obviously for Liverpool, they're travelling over to Naples to take on Napoli, and that's going to be a very difficult first game, an enjoyable first game. I mean, I'm looking forward to those two tussles with Napoli again. Very good side, as you guys know. Had a great game with them recently, a 4-3 win for you. Ooh, here's a question from Peter van der Shans. I'm going to put something to you. Would you swap Matip for Laporte? Yes, in a heartbeat. For a few reasons, mate. One, I think he's a better defender. Two, Laporte has age on his side, so we'd have longevity of career ahead of him. I would. If I'm being honest, mate, I would swap him for Laporte, yes. I think Laporte is a stunning defender. And he was one when I heard Manchester City signed him, I thought, I mean, I would have much rather they signed Harry Maguire than Laporte, because I really do rate Laporte as a defender. But it's the age thing plays a massive part as well in what I'm saying there. David Newell said, Bobby Firmino is the main cog in an expensive watch, and Mane and Salah are the name and how nice the watch looks, but Firmino is what makes it tick, which is a really good... I like that. I like the way you put that, David Newell. Well in. Ladies and gents, if you're enjoying the stream and you haven't subscribed, please do hit that button. I can't believe there's 422 people in the stream. I thought it was going to be much quieter than that tonight. So firstly, thank you all so much for giving us your time on this Wednesday evening. It's a pleasure to be here with you all as always. I fucking dread these international breaks. I'm not going to lie. I really don't like them. It's just counting down the days until the Reds are back in action. So, again, I really appreciate you being with us. If you are enjoying the stream, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to click on that little bell and turn notifications on as well. Again, I want to do a shout out to John Coyne, who was the winner of this month's t-shirt with thanks to Blood Husky. John Coyne is top of our Fantasy Premier League after the first full month. So John, if you are watching me, make sure you email me and get in contact so we can give you that t-shirt. Go on to bloodhusky.com, have a look on there, pick any t-shirt you want whatsoever from the range, and Joe will send that out to you, John. Just email me with the information, buddy, and I'll get that sorted for you. And best luck to everybody for next month as well. So don't forget, every month, whoever's top of the Fantasy Premier League, Blood Husky are going to give them a t-shirt, and then at the end we've got some moolah to be given out at the end of the season. I don't know if you've seen the frustration in Firmino's face at Tarkowski against Burnley. It looked like he wanted to do that spinning kick celebration on him. I didn't notice it, Brandon. I didn't notice it, mate, but I will look back at it. I fucking love Bobby Firmino. I'm not going to lie. I absolutely love him. Thoughts on LFC kit sales? Asked Cameron Lambert. What do you mean, mate? What exact way do you want me to talk about it? Yeah, I'm happy to have a chat about it, Cameron, mate. I just want to know what angle you want. I mean, do I like the kits? Do I think the prices are too much? Do they have too many kits? I'm not really sure what way you want me to go, mate, but happy to chat about it. Peter Van der Shan said, I feel like I'm a bit of a trader because I would swap them. That's it, mate. Look, I get where you're coming from, but I mean, we all try and be honest on here from time to time. And Laporte is an outstanding centre-back, so I don't think you'd be a trader in admitting that maybe you'd swap a young Laporte for a very good but ageing Joe Matip. So, I mean, I agree with you. I'd swap as well. Maddison is class. Would love him at Anfield, said Craig Adams. Yeah, he's going to get better and better as well. What time am I going to Dublin tomorrow? I think we're going to aim to be at the Aviva for about 6, something like that, Mark, because we've got to, as I said, collect our media credentials and do a few other bits and bobs. But yeah, I'm hoping to be up at the Aviva around 6 o'clock there or thereabouts, Mark. Jason Ward said, call it bitter, but I'd not want any of their oil money grabbing players at Liverpool. Unlike City's players, ours have heart, character, belief. Look, mate, I get where you're coming from. Our players, as you said, I agree. But whatever we say, and there are issues and there are conversational points to be had around what you're saying there with regards to the money and stuff and the wages. But, I mean, you don't win a treble last year by not having character. And those guys did knuckle down for their manager. I fucking hate saying that because I don't like Manchester City. But those players did put in shifts for Pep Guardiola. You don't get to the level that you have without doing that, but I get what you're saying. I do appreciate the sentiment. Peter Van der Shan said, I bet none of you are going to read Michael Owen's book. Mate, I wouldn't wipe my arse with Michael Owen's book. I really wouldn't. I'd never really look back on Michael Owen's time at Liverpool and give a shit. I can't deny how good he was when he was here. I mean, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to come on and say that he wasn't great while he was here, but there's so much that went on after that I just have no time for. I couldn't be arsed with Michael Owen. And his spat with Shearer, I couldn't be arsed with Shearer either, to be honest. And I did a poll, actually. I did ask people on Twitter were they going to buy his book, and it was just no. There was 2 yeses, if I'm being honest, but I think from over 100 comments, most of them were no. How many points did he have? Because I'm top over... What's this? How many points did he have? I'm top 15 overall. Didn't join in time. I think 230 something, if memory serves me correct, Mark. But there was a mess up on the app in the first week, so nobody got their first week points. So that's only from week 2 onwards. James Hardy, welcome in, buddy. How are you? Pepper Red, how are you, mate? And Junkie Funky Smith said Matip's been better than VVD in a lot of games since he got first team nod last season. He's been brilliant. I'm not going to lie, mate. He's been absolutely class. And that jersey is his now beside Van Dijk. And it's up to Joe Gomez to put a shift in training. And whenever he gets his opportunity to fight back for that shirt, because it's Joe Matip's jersey right now. Mark Meehan said, don't know if it's just me, but I love creative number 10s. I do. And Bernardo Silva as well, as you pointed out, Mark. I'm with you. I love that type of player. I'd even go back, Bernardo Silva, David Silva. I mean, David Silva, I've never seen a footballer that always manages to find that little bit of space between the lines in games and make it look so easy. David Silva has been one of the best players I've ever seen at dropping between the lines, finding space, and then being effective in possession as well. Absolute quality player. Ian Creel said, where's it gone? Sorry. Craig, we have the most versatile and differing high skill level attributes and temperament front three in the world, with Bobby noticeably being the glue. I love it. You'll never walk alone. Very, very well put, Ian. I really do agree with you. And I wouldn't swap our front three for anybody, really. Well, I'm lying. I would take Mbappe. I've said that before. But being realistic, I think we have the best front three in the world. I really, really do. I know people are going to go, fuck you, Irish man. Fuck you, Baldy. You've got Messi, you've got Suarez, you've got Dembele, Griezmann. I don't care. I like the work rate and effort that our front three put in. And as a unit, I think they're exceptional. Luke Jackson said the 2 goals against Arsenal in the FA Cup are the only positive memories I had of Owen. That is a very, very good point, Luke. He did win us that FA Cup final on his own, basically. Arsenal outplayed us from start to finish, and it was Owen's 2 moments of brilliance that won that FA Cup. I mean, credit where it's due. Dog Zombies, I'm really good, mate. How are you? I hope life's treating you well. Thank you for popping in. Liam Granby said, I'd love us to build on to the Cop. I know Liverpool Council won't let us. There's a main road right behind it, but if they found the way, yeah, look, we'd all love them to extend all of Anfield, buddy. I'm interested to see what the plans end up with for the Annie Road end. I really am interested to see what we come up with for that, and if they're going to put corporates in it, or how they're going to extend it, how much they're going to extend it. What do I think about Red Star Belgrade? Former European Cup winners, mate. Nothing but respect for Red Star Belgrade. And they beat us last season as well in the Champions League. So, yeah. They're one of those clubs that you always look back on fondly. European Cup winners. I mean, how beautiful is that to be able to say for Red Star? And, yeah, you'll get nothing but respect from me, mate, for Red Star. Right, Dejan Lovren. I want to have a little chat about Degsy for a second. So, Dejan Lovren, as we all know, was muted to be looking for a move in the summer. There was links to AC Milan, then Roma, then Leverkusen, then back to Roma. And Dejan Lovren has been honest, and he's been speaking about the situation, and this is what he's had to say. He said, yes, I did consider moving. I knew I gave my best for Liverpool, won the Champions League, and I'm not the kind of player that likes to be benched and earn money. Some people around me advise me, what do you care? You're at a big club, shut up, take the money, but I'm not happy on the bench. I feel very happy because all the time I felt Liverpool was by me. I respect that a lot. Klopp told me, listen buddy, you're a top class player, we'll not let you go on loan, we need you. I wanted to leave, it didn't happen. I was told Liverpool need me and I accepted that. What else can you say there? Perfect. That is the fucking interview that you give. Everybody else take note. Bobby Duncan, all them type of players, take note to what Dejan Lovren just said. He wanted to leave, he was open about that. He was also open about how much the manager admires him. He was open about how happy he is at the club, even though he wanted to leave. He was open about saying that he just want to sit on the bench and get money. And as I've said before, I said it when we were talking about Kleiny, I said it with Simon Mignolet, I never begrudge a player wanting to play football. And the difference here is that Dejan Lovren is, 31 years of age. So he only has 3-4 years left at the very top level, and he wanted to go and play somewhere. But he has been the thorough professional that he always has been, and he's going to knuckle down, I've no doubt, this season and go and do his best. So I was really happy reading that from Dejan. I was happy with his honesty. I was just happy with everything that he said. I read that interview and I just found myself nodding and smiling and appreciating his honesty. So well done to Degsy. What do you guys think about that one? Again, this is your show, so let me know your thoughts. Cameron said, regarding Liverpool kits, discuss 3 certs more than United. Oh yeah, we spoke about that last night, Cameron. 3 times, yeah, as you said, 3 times more certs than the next best club in England, which is United. And that search has increased year on year on year, and we are the most searched English club when it comes to kits, as you said. So yeah, just goes to show the club's going in the right direction. Domestic Butler said, can't stand Owen, the trader. And David Newell said, I totally forgot about the Fantasy Premier League. Not used to it, so I keep forgetting that I'm in it. You're not the only one, mate. It happens to the best of us. I mean, I try in the Fantasy Premier League, but I'm just dog shit. I'm just dog shit. Honestly, while we're talking about Fantasy Premier League, how's everybody getting on with Football Index? I know a lot of you guys had signed up to Football Index, and I know a lot of you guys have been letting me know players I should be looking at and players that you've bought. And myself and Connor, we find ourselves having more and more conversations now. He was very happy today to say to me, "Aha, motherfucker, Mason Mount has lost a few pence off his price." Because he knows I have a lot of shares in Mason Mount, so he was very happy to let me know today that I lost a few quid on Mason Mount. So, how have you guys been getting on? I'd love to know your thoughts. And if you are signing up to Football Index, thinking of signing up to Football Index, if you can do me a favour, if you're gonna sign up, there is a link in the description below. Please use that link when you're signing up, and put the code AA in as well when you're making a deposit, because that does give us a little financial boost here on the channel, because we're working with Football Index this season. And also for you guys, it will give you a 10% boost on your player purchases in the first month, and you'll get a guaranteed coverage of your losses up to £1,000 as well in your first month. So if you lost £1,000, email Football Index after the first month and they'll refund you that entire £1,000. So it's pretty much risk free there for the first month, as much as anything can be risk free when you're gambling, because that's what it is. It's a gaming product. So again, 18 plus, UK and Irish residents only. And begambleaware.org is there for anybody with any issues around gambling. But yeah, if you've signed up, let me know. Let me know what you think of the app, because I like to give feedback to the guys at Football Index as well. What do I think of Gerard Houllier? I love Gerard Houllier. Gerard Houllier came into this football club, mate, and thoroughly professionalised it, if you get where I'm coming from. Like, he cut out some of the older cultures that were at the club, the Monday clubs for drinking and a few bits like that, and he came in and he made the players start to really live like professional athletes. I know we had issues. Himself and Tomo, I think, had an issue with Robbie Fowler at one point, but all in all, I really, really like Gerard Houllier, mate. Won us the treble. Which player hurt you the most leaving the club? A lot of people will say Torres, but for me it was Luis Suarez. When Luis Suarez left, I was as close to being upset as I would ever be with a player leaving a football club. I absolutely adored Luis Suarez. Everything about the guy. I loved the snidiness. I loved the anger. I loved the attitude. I love the skill level. Yeah, definitely Luis Suarez for me was the one that hurt me the most when he left the club. Jason Ward said Lovren plays a big part behind the scenes at Liverpool. Speaks 6 languages. I didn't know that. Wow. 6 languages. That's impressive. Jokes with the players. Helps relax the team and loves the football club. Love the guy. Don't forget, gets the coffee in for Mo as well, Jason, which is very important. Keeping his bestie happy. Elvis said, hey, Laporte is injured, guys. He is, but I know you put in fire and a laughy face there, mate, but personally, just from my own perspective, I'd never like to hear of a player being injured, and I wish Laporte a speedy recovery. I can't be ignorant here. It does benefit Liverpool Football Club. Of course it does. When Manchester City have been weakened like that, losing Leroy Sané as well, it will benefit us going forward, but I do genuinely wish him a speedy recovery. Craig, did you see what happened with Scott Brown, the Rangers fan? I did, Joe. I did, mate. I seen the video earlier on. Now, I've got to be honest. When I seen the video first, I wasn't aware of the whole... when your man said, how's your sister? I didn't know what had happened with Scott Brown's sister, so I had to look it up, and I found out that I think she died of cancer in 2008. But what I'd also like to point out here, Joe, is the Rangers fan that said that to Scott Brown was an absolute prick of the highest order. But I will give credit to the lads that were around him, because the Rangers fans that were in and around him pulled him up on it and said, no, mate, no, you can't be saying that. No, relax there. Something along those lines. And the police stepped in as well to get him away. But credit where it's due to the Rangers fans that were there at the time for pulling up their mate. I've said that to you guys on streams many, many times. If you hear people saying racist stuff, homophobic stuff, bigoted stuff, just horrible shit, speak up. If your mates are doing it, speak up. And as much as we talk about sectarianism between Rangers and Celtic and yada yada yada, credit to the Rangers fans that were there with that man, because they did tell him he was basically a dickhead and told him to shut up and told him that it was uncalled for. And you could see the look in Scott Brown's face. Scott Brown's a man I wouldn't fuck with. Let me put it that way. We talk about hardy footballers. Well, fucking Scott Brown is as hard as they come as well. So I guarantee you that dude wouldn't say that to Scott Brown if it was him and Scott Brown standing in a room together. I'd be pretty certain of that one. United Stand's latest video is titled Solskjaer the next. Oh. Oh. Oh, that is fucking ridiculous. Oh, I'm gonna try and get through that. Oh my god. Solskjaer, the next Klopp. Fuck off. Mark has to be on a wind up there. He has to be. No, there's no way that I believe Mark Goldbridge honestly thinks that all they got to Solskjaer is the next Klopp. He has to be on a wind up there. There has to be a quote that he's taking the piss out of or something. Fucking hell. Oh my. He's not. Oh my god. I don't know what to say to that. It has to. I'm just assuming that he's on a wind up. Oh, that made me smile. Dejan seems like a great guy off the pitch, but he's a footballer, gets paid 100k a week to perform. He didn't perform enough for me. Well, he has, to be fair. To be fair, LFC 1892. I mean, if we can talk about the few fuck-ups that he's made, specifically the one against Spurs a few years back at Wembley, but Dejan Lovren's done a lot of really good things at Liverpool Football Club, mate, and put in a lot of damn fine performances as well, so I think he performs. I'm happy to have him as a fourth-choice centre-back. But again, it's all just about opinions. James Hardy said United fans are in cuckoo land. That made me laugh. It really did. Oh, fucking hell. That's madness. What else we got here? Sorry, I still can't. Inside, I'm still laughing at that. I'm trying to compose myself. Amin said, keep Van Dijk, get Suarez back, or get Suarez back, and Van Dijk never comes to Liverpool. Keep Van Dijk, or get Suarez. Keep Van Dijk, 100%, mate. Keep Van Dijk, because for all the good things we had when Suarez was here, for all the goals we were scoring with him, with Sturridge, with Raheem Sterling, we always leak goals at the back, and we needed to go out and get somebody like a Virgil van Dijk. So that's something the club needed for a really long time. So I would say keep Van Dijk or get Van Dijk. The Rangers fan has been banned for life, said Dave Sweeney. And do you know what? Proper order. Ole's the next flop, said Dave. He's absolutely going to flop, mate. Without a shadow of a doubt, he's going to flop. John Hamilton said, Craig, it's in reference to the Mirror article where Gary Neville compared the current squad to ours when Klopp was in, and inclined Ollie would do the same in 3 or 4. I knew he had to be on a wind-up, or he was quoting something, because there's no way Mark would come out and say that in all seriousness. Like, even I'm sure as much as Mark loves Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a United fan, nobody's he's not deluded. Mark knows what he's talking about. Mark knows his football. Like, there's yeah, I knew it had to be something like that. Thanks, John. Neville said it, said Brian. Right, there you go. I knew it. There's no way Mark would come out and say something like that, like, even for fucking jokes. Colin Douglas said, I was a Rangers fan for 40 years, but when they burnt the national flag of Scotland on the 19th of September 2014, I switched my allegiance to St Johnstone. It's a subject, mate, that I'm not qualified to talk about. Obviously, you being Scottish and a Rangers fan for 40 years, as you said, you will know everything around the football club, mate. I've always tried to stay clear of the Celtic Rangers hatred, because I'm not a person who lives in hate. I'm a person that tries to live in a world of love, and I don't ever judge people for their religion or anything like that, so I never really wanted to get into that whole Rangers Celtic thing, which is why, as I've said, people said to me before, oh, you're Irish, you're a Celtic fan. No, I don't give a shit about Scottish football, but both sides have done things at times and said things at times that it's gone too far, and I hope that we're starting to see this go the other direction now. The people are starting to keep the rivalry aside. Of course, you want that rivalry. It's football. It should be tribal, but there should be some things that there should be some lines that just can't be crossed. There was literally non-stop laughter in the chat. Mark was serious. He was asking people to cut laughing emojis, but they kept him rolling like this. Fucking hell. I don't know what to say. Origi equals GOAT, said Mike Luth. I'm going to have to message Mark about that now later on. Joe Cullen said, Goldbridge compared similarities between Ole and when Klopp started here, but the title is still ridiculous. I can't see the similarities at all, because as soon as he came in for us with Klopp, there's been constant progression from day one, and it's only continued to progress. United had a bump when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, and now it looks like they're falling off a fucking cliff. So I don't get the comparisons myself, but thankfully I'm not a United fan, so I don't have to try and make these comparisons, because Klopp is Klopp, and we have Klopp, and I'm fucking delighted about that one. Khabib or Dustin, said Pepper Red. Again, not the biggest UFC fan, mate, but Khabib seems like a fucking animal in a good way. I mean, as in an amazing fighter. I know Dustin Poirier has come on a lot since he lost to McGregor all those years ago, but probably Khabib, on my limited understanding of it. Casper, love you too, mate. Thank you very much. Connor, have you ever thought about buying the domain name? For what? AnfieldAgenda.com? Do you not think I already own that, Peter? Yeah, we own AnfieldAgenda.com. Happily Egg said, I feel sorry for Solskjaer. I'm not sure if that's the domain name you were talking about, mate. I also used to own dietchav.com, believe it or not, but I let it go. I feel sorry for Solskjaer. He was hard as a sacrificial lamb. The United board knew they were shipping out deadwood and not bringing in enough replacements. Solskjaer will go at the end of the season. Yeah, there's a big rebuilding job to be done there at Manchester United. McTominay is better than Keita. Of course he is, mate. Let's see how that works out for you. McTominay is bang average, mate. Bang average. And Naby Keita, he's not fit to fucking... He's not fit. I tell you what. I tell you how unfit McTominay is. If I needed a fluffer for Naby Keita on a porn set, I wouldn't even get McTominay in. That's how ridiculous your comparison is. McTominay isn't even fit to fluff Naby Keita. That's my opinion on McTominay. Colin Douglas said, I agree with you about the sectarian stuff, Craig. There's no place for it in Scotland. Not just Scotland, mate. I don't want to single out Scotland here. We were talking about racism last night. Well, by the way, did anybody see the statement that came out from, I think, a section of Inter fans around what happened with Romelu Lukaku and the monkey chanting? Did anybody else see that? Trying to say that it's a different culture in Italy and that it wasn't racist? Well, I don't remember when any white players were taking a penalty, them shouting monkey chants at them. I don't remember that. I was baffled by that. Did anybody else see that? I'm sure you have. I'm sure loads of you have seen it. What else we got? Win the Premier League this season and Van Dijk leaves. No, I'm not getting into that fucking game of what sad thing do you want to happen, mate. We're going to win the Premier League this season, hopefully, and Van Dijk could be there beside Hendo and Milner when they're lifting the trophy. So Van Dijk ain't going anywhere. And why say this? Like, what about saying, like, Craig, would you rather have 8 nipples or a 54-inch cock? I mean, I don't get these. Why be negative? Let's go for positives. The reason we need to be the city of 27... What's this? This season we need to be the city of 17-18 and be unstoppable. We don't need to be anything except Liverpool, buddy. We just need to go and keep getting those 3 points and seeing where we are. We don't need to worry about being like City. We don't need to concentrate on City. Liverpool just need to worry about themselves and keeping their own stuff going. Have I seen the Champions League squad for this season? It's out. What's this? As it's out, Van den Berg and Elliott. No, I haven't seen it fully. I'd seen it mentioned, mate. And I'd seen that the Kiana Hoover isn't in the Champions League squad. But no, I haven't seen the full list for the Champions League squad. So let me just grab that up. 1 sec. I'll get it while we're live on the stream. Right, here we go. Champions League squad. Right, let me go through it for you. Right, so the Reds begin the defence of the trophy. This is coming from the official Liverpool site, liverpoolfc.com. Liverpool begin the defence of the Champions League trophy this month, having been drawn alongside Napoli, Salzburg and Genk for the first phase of the competition. The following squad lists have been submitted ahead of the opening fixture of Group B against Napoli. List A: Alisson, Elliott, Firmino, Salah, Gomez, Henderson, Keita, Lallana, Lonergan, Lovren, Mane, Matip, Milner, Origi, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Robertson, Adrian, Shaqiri, Fabinho, Vandenberg, Van Dijk and Wijnaldum. Then on list B: Alexander-Arnold, Brewster, Jones, Kane, Kelleher, Larouci and Lewis. List B includes players born on or after January the 1st, 1998 who have been eligible to play for the club for any uninterrupted period between 2 years since their 15th birthday. The UEFA rules state that a player can register an unlimited amount of a club can register an unlimited amount of players on List B during the season, but the list must be submitted no later than midnight Central European time the day before a match. So that's pretty much the Champions League squad. So what do people think? No Kiana Hoover in there. Are we surprised by that one? I have to admit I am a little bit. A couple of people were saying Mark out instead of the Ollie video. Yeah, but he'll get views, he'll get clicks, and he'll know what he's doing. Mark's very, very clever. You don't get to where you have as a channel without knowing what you're doing, so I'm sure Mark knows. Dustin is too nice. Khabib will win all day long, said Sean O'Donnell. Who do I think will sign the next window? I don't know if we'll sign anybody in the next window. Virgil van Dijk. Who was the person I'm answering, by the way? Sorry, I'm not just randomly saying Liverpool players' names. I don't know, mate. I don't know if we will. I think it'll depend on how we're getting on at that moment in time. There is something actually, some news I want to talk about around the Club World Championship. Liverpool have confirmed that the West Ham fixture, which was set to take place in London on December the 21st, has been postponed. This is due to Liverpool's participation in the FIFA Club World Cup. So yeah, just to confirm that one, the West Ham game the 21st, because somebody mentioned this to me on a stream the other night. That game has been postponed, and it's because of obviously us being champions of fucking Europe and all that we're in the FIFA Club World Cup. Loved your laugh about Ole Gunnar. I mean, it was a genuine laugh. I mean, I just couldn't believe what I was reading. McTominay name is McSauce. Is that the ketchup you get in McDonald's? Yeah, look, as I said, he's not fit to fluff. Naby Keita. Craig, you slimmed down a bit, mate. Feel a bit cheated. Shrinkflation. Thank you. I've been on a diet, mate, for a while. Plus, I'm extra dieting now before we head to Florida next week, because when we get to Florida, my fat ass is going to eat like a motherfucker. I have a little care package as well for Far Isle that I'm bringing over to him. I asked him the other night if there's anything he'd like brought over from Ireland, because we're going to get to meet up with Far Isle while we're in Florida. And I have a little care package. I have some Kyos. So Kyos need to understand how much work I do for them, by the way. I mean, they won't be watching this, but come on, Kyos. Send a man some free crisps. You know what I mean? I brought your crisps to Liverpool when we were over there to Stephen Richards. I'm bringing your crisps to fucking Florida now to give them to Far Isle over there. Show me some love, Kyos, if you're watching. What is this? They said it was a sign of respect. Give me a break. What's a sign of respect? Sorry, Andrew, I'm lost, mate. I'm not sure what you mean. Right, some more comments. Craig, do I follow That's Football? True Geordie. I don't get to watch as much of True Geordie stuff as I'd like, but nothing but love and respect for True Geordie. The man is brilliant at what he does. I mean, yeah. I don't get to watch too much of it, but True Geordie's class. How many points do you think it'll take to win the league? Asked Central Red. I think when I was asked this the other night, I said 95 this season. I know people will probably go higher, but I think it's going to be not more competitive of a league, because it's still going to be Liverpool and City, I think, that are going to be a good bit away. But I think there will be more competitive games. So I think Spurs will eventually show their strength a bit more when they start getting their players in. So I think 95, but I don't know. I can understand people going a bit higher, but I just have a feeling this year 95. But Central Red, what about you, buddy? What would you think? What number would you think it would take for us to get the league? I mean, I never would have said 98 last year was going to be the number that it would take to win. I probably would have gone 93, 94. Did I say 6 times? I did, Andrew. 6 times, motherfuckers. Champions of Europe. 6 times. Never get sick of it. Never get sick of it. Bro, you don't get to the championship level by being nice. That's not a factor. Don't even play to the fight. Again, I don't know what that's about. Sorry. United are so bad the keeper might not even sign a new contract. Did you see actually? Alexis Sanchez has come out and defended his time at Manchester United by saying something stupid like, well, I had a 100% record when I played. We didn't lose a single game when I was on the pitch. Something along those lines. Come on, Alexi. Be honest, mate. 450 grand a week and you're fucking making DVDs. Like, do you know what I mean? Don't try and defend it, mate. It's indefensible. Brian Morris has said, I've never eaten Kyo's. I'm not a millionaire. Fucking posh beer nuns having a go at me over a bag of Crippies. Mate, they're only £2 in Tesco at the minute, so, you know, the price of one of your posh ass beer cans. I'll give you some the next time you're here, Brian, mate. There's always a stash of them in my house. Just ask. I'm happy to share. You can bring the other stuff though, Brian, mate, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And I'm not talking about your Nancy beer. What's the title of the stream about? So it's basically about, we had a conversation, mate, and is it Lisagi? Excuse me if I've mispronounced that. We had a conversation on what the fuck are we going to talk about with it being the international break. And I said, hey, look, Bobby Duncan's after leaving, Ryan Kent's after leaving. Maybe we could have a conversation around the grass not always being greener for the likes of Emre Can, Philippe Coutinho, Bobby Duncan, Ryan Kent, Jordan Ibe, Jerome Sinclair, players like that who've looked to move on from Liverpool Football Club, and it hasn't worked out. And I suppose the real inspiration for it, Lisa, was Emre Can has been left out of the Juventus Champions League squad, which for me came as a massive shock. So yeah, it was just a conversational point because we've got not much to do. Not much to talk about. Not really Liverpool news. The dog whisperer was thrash at United today. Yeah, but he can play a piano, Aiden. Do you know what I mean? He did play the piano. Craig, when are the fixtures rescheduled for November? They have to give, I think, if memory serves me correct, Callum, they're supposed to give 5 weeks notice of any fixture changes for television schedules and stuff like that to allow the fans to make their arrangements. But they don't always do that. I think it's 5 weeks. I could be wrong. Where's 60? Downstairs, Joanne. It's she. Is it a she or a he? We'll call it a she. She's sitting proudly on my fireplace, Joanne. Imagine if Sanchez joined us over Arsenal at the time. Yeah, Mark, thinking back to that time, mate, I was livid that we were selling Luis Suarez to Barcelona and we couldn't get Alexis Sanchez. I mean, we held all the cards in that deal and we still couldn't get Sanchez. I'm not going to lie, he's the one I wanted at the time. I wanted Alexis Sanchez badly when we were selling Luis Suarez. And I still think he would have been great when he was here because he did really well at Arsenal for quite a long time. It's just when he went to United that time, it just went tits up. And you love to see it, don't you? Do they sell those crisps in the UK? I've got a couple of mates who have got them in there, Aiden. Yeah, I've seen a couple of people tell me that there was a few Tesco's that did have Kyo's in the UK. So maybe check on Tesco's website. Maybe. I know they sell them on Amazon, but they're usually kind of pricey when you're buying stuff, food like that on there that you're importing. But I think so, Aiden. Tato is the king over Kyo's. Fuck off. Tato, don't even... No, Mark. Just no, mate. I love me a bag of Tato. I love me a bag of King. Hell, I even love me a bag of Hunky Dories. But Kyo's is the king of crisps by a country mile, mate. The crisps of the god from the Kyo's family out in Dublin. They grow the potatoes, mate, and they fucking chip those motherfuckers right there, fry them up, put them in those beautiful green ass bags, tell you what field it's from, tell you who made them. What more do you want? Tato don't have a spud nav, do they? No, but Kyo's have a spud nav. That's what they call it, by the way, in the back of the packet of crisps. Have you trimmed the mods, Craig? Yes, I did a part on the start of the stream, Nathan, where I spoke about this, buddy. So for people that are coming in a little bit late, Rod, for instance, I see you in there, my friend. What we've done is we've had to think about this, and we've just got rid of nearly all of them. We've kept 4, I think, because we want people to just enjoy the streams. We don't want them having to worry about kicking people out. We don't want them having to worry about not being able to enjoy the games or interacting with the streams. And from a purely selfish point as well, being honest, Nathan, there was a time where I was finishing streams, particularly during match watch-alongs, and there was emails there, maybe 5-6 emails from people who were saying, hey, I was kicked out of the chat because X, Y, or Z. And with each one of those, I need to go back and go through the chat, check why they were kicked out, check who kicked them out, check if they were right to kick them out, get back to them. And I was finding, mate, that I was spending sometimes up to an hour and a half after doing 3.5 hours worth of content, looking back over stuff. And I just thought it would be a lot simpler if we let everybody just enjoy the fucking streams, and we just keep it to 3 or 4 mods that have the time to be able to go through the chat, and that I can just interact with and deal with stuff like that. So it was nothing to do with not liking anybody or not thinking anybody was better than anybody else, mate. It was just a decision that we were playing around with it for a while, if I'm being honest. I want everyone to just have fun, to just come on the stream and not have to worry about doing that. Just enjoy yourselves. And it was actually done with a good intent, Nathan. And I hope people understand that and take it as such, because our subscribers mean the world to us, mate. And it was only done to try and keep things moving in the right direction for the channel and to keep our community together, and not have people falling out and stuff like that. So it was not done because anyone did anything wrong, buddy. Please don't feel that way. Anyway, how are we, everybody? And Rod, good morning to you, mate. Always lovely to see you. Let me just check, Rod. Did you put them in? Rod? Where are they? Come on. Morning. Where is he? I'm checking, Rod. I'm checking if I got a... Hey! Rod always comes in with a coffee and a croissant emoji. I love it. How are you, sir? Piper's chorizo crisps are the best. Oh, that's far too exotic for me, Peter. I'm a cheese and onion man. Oh, Gary Richards said he saw Kyo's in Sainsbury's in London. There you go. Sainsbury's, no less. Love it. Yeah, get some. If you see Kyo's anywhere, ladies and gents, get yourself some. Treat yourself to them. They are delicious crisps. They asked if Mark was high, said Lars, with regards to oh, I love it. Love it. O'Donnell's, it's a poor man's crisp, Christine. They're alright, but they're not Kyo's. And do you know what? Funny story, actually, Christine. My wife said to me before, give me a bag of Kyo's, will you? This was before I started eating them, like, and they were just out, and she said, oh, get us a bag of those Kyo's, will you? And I was a bit of a tight cunt, and I went to the shop, and O'Donnell's were on special offer. So Kyo's, I think, were like €2.89, and O'Donnell's were $1.50, and I said, fucking same crisps, you won't care. So I got her a bag of O'Donnell's, and I handed them to her, and she's like, they're not Kyo's. I said, they're the same. And she goes, they're not the fucking same. I'm telling you now, they're not the same. So she made me taste one of her O'Donnell's, and they were alright, they weren't a bad crisp. But then she got herself a bag of Kyo's, and a couple of days later she made me try one of her Kyo's, and I had to just apologise to her. I'm so sorry, Sabrina, you're absolutely right. They're the nicest crisps I've ever eaten. And she was right. My wife usually is right in any situation, so I gotta listen to her a little bit more, don't I? Where's the Anfield agenda merch? We stopped selling it, Pranav, because we didn't want to start ramming stuff down people's throat. We stopped selling the merch because we didn't want to, push people for money and anything like that. We stopped to Patreon because we didn't want people to feel like they had any obligation to send money to the channel, mate, and stuff like that. We just want people to enjoy themselves. Like, I mean, the super chat option's always there for people, and if you want to help out the channel, as I said before, you can sign up. If you want to sign up to Football Index and use our link, that'll help. But we've always said we're not about money. We don't really give a fuck about money on the channel. It's about a community. And our goal on here is to bring as many Liverpool fans together as we can, put them in one place and have some fun. Money, all that shit, I mean, as long as we can keep the lights on, we're all good. So, yeah, we just decided merch isn't for us at this moment in time. I bloody love crisps, said Gary, mate. I'm with you. Look at me. Big fat man like me. I love me some crisps. It's cooled down to 106 degrees. Who said that? Where's that? Who said it's cooled down to 106 degrees? Where's that gone? Oh, Dara. Yeah, mate, it's fucking freezing here. I'm not lying. I'm almost at a point there. I'm gonna put a hoodie on. It's so cold. Central Red said Konoplyanka, Teixeira, Mkhitaryan, Dempsey. We could have been better off at that point had we signed them. Or would we? Excuse me. He said, would we have been better off at that point? Not one of those players really, mate, has gone on to make us look foolish at not signing them. And I remember particularly the Konoplyanka when I was really annoyed at the time. I mean, the owner just wouldn't sell. And I think we were offering pretty small money. Teixeira went to China, didn't work out. Mkhitaryan, I mean, Mkhitaryan's a good footballer, don't get me wrong, but didn't make us look foolish for not getting him. And, I mean, Dempsey or Henderson, I think history has proved that the right decision was to keep Hendo. Or for Hendo to say no, actually, I should say, to the move. Farwell said, without being too selfish, I had an entire day of United fans trying to create leagues or stat trophies to bolster their new reality. They're taking being poor hard. It's fucking great, isn't it? It's fucking great. How great is it to see United up shit creek? And I mean, if they're in denial, that's their own problem. John Cable said, who'd want to be a mod anyway? I'm a rocker all the way. There you go, mate. That's the attitude. Love it. Rod, everyone's mod's gone, so don't worry about it, mate. There's like 3 or 4, as I said. It's not done at anybody for the wrong reasons. It's just done to let everyone kick back and relax. I'm off to Google Kios, said Nathan Carter. Mate, if you can get some, I promise you won't regret it. They're delicious. All I do on the international break is watch Liverpool highlights from 17-18 and 18-19, said Callum. That's a good shout, mate. It's a good show. Smash the like button, lad, said UK Beats. Yes, please do. We've about 15 minutes left on tonight's stream, ladies and gents. So if you are enjoying it, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. What have we got? Cheese and onion are the best. Yeah, they are, without a doubt. I think I've got something else in my notes. Oh yeah, I never said this to you guys the other day, and I'm surprised none of you mentioned it to me. So former Liverpool player Martin Skrtel has already left Atalanta. Have you seen that? After one game, I think both parties agreed to rip up his contract. It was rumoured that he didn't get on with the manager there. And I think, has he gone and signed for Istanbul Başakşehir, or I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but I'm sure I might have seen that he signed for that club in Istanbul. But yeah, one game at Atalanta and bye-bye. Martin Skrtel, ripped up contract, gone. Did anyone see that one? It was, it's mad when these things happen. Kios are hard to find in store, said Aidan. I'm not gonna lie, mate. I always have at least 5 bags, and when I say bags, I mean like the big bags, the this size bags. Chav Craig, indeed, Gary. Cheers to you, sir. Actually, I'll have a drink while I'm at it. He's 36 now, said BMW. 24 days he lasted, Jason Ward said. 24 days. Not great. And I actually thought when he moved there, I thought, Champions League club. Decent stuff there for Martin Skrtel, but didn't work out. Farwell said it's hot as hell today. It's cold here, buddy, and I'm looking forward to getting over to Florida next week. Myself and Mr. Crosby flying out next Friday over to the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful state of Florida. We have our media credentials sorted out for the Orlando City game against New England Revolution, so massive shout out to the guys at Orlando City for sorting us out with that. We're going to meet up with the Tampa Bay Supporters Club. We're going to be there for the Champions League game against Napoli on Tuesday, September the... what date is it? 17th, is it? I think September the 17th. We're meeting up with the guys from Tallahassee and Jacksonville in Tallahassee on Sunday the 15th. Really looking forward to a trip over to Florida, getting to meet some American Reds and just getting to say hello to loads of people. I'm meeting up with Far Isle, of course, and Liz, and anybody else I've forgotten about. Excuse me, Max, of course. Skrtel was really bleeding for the badge, said Guard. What else have we got? Martin Turtle. Teenage Mutant Martin's Girl. Douglas, how are you, mate? Welcome in. Has Sturridge scored yet? You know, I don't know, Ollie, mate. I have to be honest and say I genuinely don't know. Would I rather Diachav or number 6? I'm going to take a selfish one on this and say Diachav, mate. I can't imagine my life without Diet Coke. Yeah, I'm going to go selfish on this one. If you're going to offer me a league title this year and no Diet Coke for a year, though, I'd probably take the league title. I'd take one for the team. But no Diet Coke ever, or number 6, I'd take Diet Coke. But I would sacrifice a year's worth of Diet Coke to win the league this year. Ever been to Berlin before? No, I've never. I'm actually embarrassed to say, of all the travelling that I've done, Central Red, I've never been to Germany before. And we want to get over to Germany because Dave Henry, one of the guys from the channel, lives over in Hamburg. So yeah, we do want to get to Germany at some point. I'll try Kyo's tomorrow in Dublin, Craig, just for me, said Mark. Do. And make sure you get cheese and onion, Mark, and you won't be disappointed. You've got my Craig guarantee on that one. Connor will reimburse you if you don't like them. How's that, Mark? Andrew said, good thing you're not here right now, Craig. Why? Why is that, Andrew? Are you eating something? Or Kyo's £12 on Amazon for a 6-pack of 30 grams. Jesus, they're €3, Aiden, in Tesco at the minute, mate, for a 6-pack of 30 gram crisps, and €2 for a 125 gram big bag. How did my daughter get on in her junior cert? I don't know, mate. The results aren't out till the start of October. We found out yesterday that the results aren't going to be out till like October 2nd or something like that. But she did start back in transition year yesterday, and she's going to start learning Chinese this year, which is interesting. Clive Bromley, how are you, sir? Hello, Craig Mucker. Have you tried the bacon cheeseburger with red and brown yet? No, I haven't. I'm on a diet, so I haven't actually had a cheeseburger yet. But, Clive, when I go over to Florida next week, mate, I will be definitely visiting Five Guys, and I might sneak a little bottle of brown sauce with me and try it there, because, I mean, if I'm going to put it on, I might as well put it on the best burgers. Shane Coffee, mate, thank you. My day's been really good, buddy. How's yours? Doug said, just want to say thanks very much for your kind words. My interview with Sky's Luke Shanley today, and it went really, really well. Yeah, as Doug said, he was interviewing Luke Shanley from Sky for college. Was it college, Luke? And it went really well. I knew you'd knock it out of the park, mate. I knew it would go well, so I'm delighted for you. Dr. Pepper is worse than Coke. It's not better than Coke. It's definitely worse than Coke. And Pepsi. Did you see that ad where Pepsi said, we did the Pepsi Max challenge. We blind taste. Fuck you and your Pepsi Max. Pepsi Max is basically like McTominay. We'll go back to that McTominay conversation earlier on about McTominay and Keita. That's what I think about Pepsi Max to Diet Coke as well. It's just not comparable. Germany's a great country, said Gary Richards. Yeah, I'm almost embarrassed, as I said earlier, Gary, to say that I've never been. I don't know why I've never been to Germany. I probably should have been, because it's, it would be expensive to get over there. Too much product endorsement. If only I was getting paid for it, Eric. Even if the fucker sent me one free bag of crisps, you know what I mean? Never seen anything. Never seen a drop of Diet Coke. Never seen a bag of Kyo's. Never seen a penny from them. But I'm still going to keep promoting them because, God, I love them. Good thing you're not in Florida. Oh, the hurricane, yes. I mean, we've been keeping in contact with Far Isle, mate, and keeping in contact with other people just to check how everybody is over there. And thankfully, the hurricane looks like it's blowing itself down. I think to last I checked, about 115 mile an hour winds. And it looks like it might, again, this is last I checked, mightn't make landfall towards the Carolinas, but yeah, I'm so sad for the people of the Bahamas and what they've had to go through, and I just hope that there's no more fatalities. Yeah, it's scary stuff. Pepsi is better than Diet Coke, in my opinion. Your opinion's wrong, Callum. Very wrong. So very wrong. Wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. Wrong. I'm only messing, Callum. Yeah, some people just like Pepsi, some people like Diet Coke. I'm a Diet Coke man, clearly. Shake Shack, Smash Burger, all delicious. Andrew, I'm tell you what, one of my favourite things about going over to America is the grub, because those guys, Americans, you know how to make a fucking hamburger. I'll say that for you. You're doing Chinese in transition year as well, Mark. Well, there you go. It's God, I couldn't even imagine trying to learn Chinese. I rather drink water than Diet Coke. Albin, nothing wrong with drinking water, pal. I mean, yeah, you're right, and you're damn right to do it as well. Um, I make sure, even with the Diet Coke I do drink, I always make sure to drink at least 2 litres of water a day. It's really important, I think, for your skin, for so much. And you're right, mate. Keep drinking water. You're doing the right thing. And I will say water is better than Diet Coke. I will definitely give you that one. Everybody should drink a lot of water. But Diet Coke's still pretty fucking good. In Sweden, we made small mushrooms crispy and called them mushy. My wife likes crispy mushrooms. My wife likes crispy onions. I don't like either. Iced water is best drink, said Nathan. I don't like anything with ice in it. I think it's because my teeth are too sensitive, but I like cold drinks. I just can't be doing with ice, mate. I'm one of those people that if I get ice in a drink, I'm scooping it out and throwing it into an ashtray or something. I'm a big fan of iced tea, said Doug. My daughter loves iced tea. Douglas, mate, absolutely loves it. She likes the lemon one, the mango one, the peach one. Yeah, she loves ice. There's actually a big thing of iced tea mix downstairs. Smuggle me a Five Guys burger back, please, Craig, mate. Where are you living, Clive? Because there's even in Ireland now we've got Five Guys, but they are fucking delicious, aren't they? I do like a Five Guys bacon and cheeseburger. You should do a poll on Twitter: Diet Chav or Pepsi Max. I'd probably be afraid that I wouldn't win it, Craig, and I'd be very angry at Twitter if it didn't. Did you see the Premier League All-Star team? Gerrard didn't make it. No, I haven't, Jason. I haven't seen the team, but now if Gerrard isn't in it, they can stick it up their arse. Who do you think would be the first Premier League manager to get the sack? Probably, I would guess, Javi Garcia. Although Watford are saying they're going to support him, Eugene. Watford have been dog shit at the start of the season, mate. But what about you? What do you guys think? Who do you think? We might as well finish up with that tonight for the last 5 minutes. Who do you guys think will be the first Premier League manager to get the boot this season? And thank you for the question, Eugene. Who really drinks Pepsi Max? Exactly, mate. Who goes? Do you know what I love right now? A can of Pepsi Max. Nobody wants fucking this. Do you know what I mean? That's the stuff right there. Burger King, decent for a burger. Do you know what? Little shout out to Wendy's, by the way. Little shout out to Wendy's. I had a couple of Wendy's last October when I was in Florida. Wendy's are alright, you know. Not a bad old bacon double cheeseburger and Wendy's. 7 United players made it. Wes Brown. So Wes Brown made this All-Star team, but Stephen fucking Gerrard didn't make it. Phil Neville made it. That's bullshit. That fucking team is bullshit. If Wes Brown and Phil Neville are in it and Stephen Gerrard isn't, they can stick it up their arse. Farrell, you drink Cherry Coke Zero? Oh, Cherry Coke is so wrong. My daughter likes Cherry Diet Coke. No, it's just wrong. She even tried that Strawberry Diet Coke, that new one that's out. I'm very good, thank you, mate. How are you? I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your name because I can't speak Arabic. Excuse my ignorance, but I'm very well, thank you, and welcome. Craig, have you ever had banana or football special from Donegal? I've never even heard of them, Mark. I've had a fucking banana, obviously, but our football special, no. I love a whirly burger, by the way, a batter burger and a bun. Nicky Butt made it. Who was this? Just United? Was this just a United love-in? Whoever made this team. Have I tried those plant-based burgers yet? No, mate. I eat meat. I don't eat pretending meat. I've no time for that Linda McCartney bollocks. I'm a meat eater that enjoys meat immensely. I mean, power to if you don't eat meat. My wife could easily be a vegetarian. She could happily live off vegetarian food, but for me, mate, I love my meat, so no plant-based burgers for me. Just some cow better have fucking died for my burger. That's all I'm saying. Connor, you're a nonce. Said I love a can of Pepsi Max. Don't you ever embarrass this channel by coming out with that nonsense again on here, Crosby. I mean, you've already embarrassed us enough for what you got up to in Amsterdam, mate, and I'm not going to say it to the people in the channel. I mean, I'll leave it to their own imaginations, but do you know what? I couldn't believe you got out of there without getting arrested, Connor, if I'm being honest, mate. UFC or boxing, and what do I think of Conor McGregor? Boxing for me, Jenna, 100%. I'm a huge boxing fan. I've loads of respect for UFC, though. It's a tremendous sport. I just, grew up watching boxing, and I've always loved it. What do I think of McGregor? He's a dickhead for what he did. There's no defending him. But I want to see him get back in the octagon and do what he does best, which is fighting. And just put all the other stuff away and just get back and concentrate on fighting. Get in the octagon and go back to doing what he does best. But look, some of the stuff he's done is indefensible. I like McGregor. I love the whole braggadocious, in your face attitude, but you can't punch a man in the fucking pub in the head for no reason. And you're a public figure. You need to act as such. McDonald's or Five Guys? Five Guys, hands down for that one, definitely. Rod said, I'll have the Klopp burger with red sauce and salad on the side. Medium for me, no fries, mayonnaise, chocolate cake for afterwards, and 0 Coutinho without ice. Hot, salty chips and cold Wendy's Frosties. Unreal. Oh, you're making me hungry, Andrew. You're making me hungry. Wes Brown. How did Wes Brown and Phil Neville get into a team? Honestly, Phil Neville was dog shit. Gary Neville, good fullback. Phil Neville, dog shit. Someone said, what's this? If you're ever up in Donegal, get some football special. That's Diet Coke Sling with some iron brew. It's too cold in Donegal for me, Mark. Been up there a couple of times, mate, and both times it was fucking freezing. John said, I had a Burger King Impossible Burger, plant-based burger in San Francisco Airport and tasted just as bad as their beef burger. I'll just stick to the beef. I mean, as I said, if anybody wants to eat a plant-based diet, best of luck. Like, nothing but love, but for me, I like me. McGregor is much nicer than Khabib, said Dog Zombies. I don't know. I didn't really know much about Khabib until the fight with McGregor, so... but Khabib handed McGregor's ass to him, we can say that much. Right, look, ladies and gents, gonna call that a night. Again, won't be here tomorrow because we're going up to the Ireland match against Switzerland, so myself and Connor will be in the Aviva for that one. So I will be back on Friday, and I will see you wonderful people then. Enjoy the internationals tomorrow if you're going to watch them. Anyone heading up to the Aviva, you might bump into us, you never know. Say hello if you do. I will talk to you all on Friday. As always, thank you so much for your love and your support and your input to the channel tonight. And as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and as always, I will end by saying, take care of your family, tell your loved ones that you love them, and up the motherfucking Reds. Love to you all.